Yeah, hello folks, this is Mike Burhan here for today in nice beautiful sunny United Kingdom, doing a nice little vlog here with you folks because why not? Got out to go and get some bits and pieces for the little ones, make sure that they're okay and they're happy and that they've got all their bits and pieces ready for school for next week because why not? And if you're from the United States, of course, or you own a PlayStation United States account, because the PlayStation consoles are region free, they are currently having a flash sale. So if you have a way to kind of purchase United States PlayStation games, go for the flash sale. I got Murder Soul Suspect for the equivalent of £2.50 English. So I'm kind of happy about that. Want to give the game a bit of a whirl. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, but I think, you know what? Go by your own perception, see what I think of the game, and see if it's any good or if it's any bad, to tell you the truth. But we go on from there. I digress, because I want to talk about something kind of, well, not really unique. Something that's been going on currently in the YouTube community, because people are people, and people get offended by everything. We got the YouTuber by the name of James Rolfe. We know him as the Angry Video Game Nerd, AVGN. Most people call him a sexist pig right now, because he's refusing to watch a movie. Now, I always say this. YouTubers are not reviewers. They are not paid like interviewers or anything like that. They're just YouTubers. They're people who basically produce content for YouTube, for certain formats, certain media. They don't have any of these qualities that gets them national attention. But James Rolfe has he's one of the biggest channels because he has over 2 million subscribers, and basically pulls in probably 100,000 per video, sometimes 1 million per video, depending if he wants to do an Angry Video Game Nerd video or not, which majority of the time he doesn't, because the character's kind of passé. I can understand the way he's thinking, I kind of understand the way that he is, and why he doesn't tend to do the character mostly, but he tends to do some videos with him for fan service, because, fans want it. Now, there's a whole debate going on currently, because he's a huge Ghostbusters fan, and by request of his fans, he was asked, will you be watching the new Ghostbusters movie? Will you be going to cinema to see it? And he said no. He basically did a very deadpan video, because that's how he naturally is. He's very, not very hypertensive and over-emotional. So, he is who he is in that retrospect. And he discussed the fact that he, as a fan, feels that this is not a Ghostbusters movie. It's a studio's attempt to cash in on the franchise, and that there was many attempts to bring the franchise to life, which the studio kind of was their fault why this didn't happen, and then went on to explain why he feels the movie's not going to work. And he didn't once mention it was because of the female cast, the all-female cast. He had no problem with it, just like many people, but the majority on the internet freaking got their butts hurt, social justice warriors, in a sense. They have this very unique perspective of trying to make everybody go really, really, angry, in a sense, because they want to force their own viewpoint. And this is why I don't like social justice warriors. I think SJWs are fucking incoherent. I think they are unintelligible. And I believe they're fucking moronic, in a sense, because they take things that otherwise are very educational and very thought-provoking, and they turn them into a debate about how men are evil and the entirety of the internet should listen to them, because obviously they know what they're talking about, because, hey, I'm smart and I'm on the internet. And yes, I'm being a bit hypocritical because I'm sitting here doing a YouTube video which is going to be posted on the internet, which myself is going to be, most people consider me very intelligent. I don't, but most people do. I think it's the English accent, it's probably what it is. Now, you can understand exactly where James is coming from. He's a long-term fan. He doesn't want to taint his experience by being introduced to a reboot. It's the same thing when I reviewed the RoboCop reboot, when I did a review of the other reboots that were on the list. I can't think of most off the top of my head because they're that forgettable. Or Clash of the Titans, there you go. And it's always been the same. And I'm not going to go with everyone else going, oh, it's raped my childhood. It's more the fact that it's pretty much, these things suck. They suck because the heart and soul that went into making the originals didn't necessarily go into making these. Now, I've seen the Ghostbusters trailer myself. I've had my own experiences with it, and it hasn't been a bad thing. I think this trailer that's come out now is okay, but they've done the same silliness that Batman vs Superman did, that a load of other movies tend to do, especially when it's a bad movie, and it's kind of a Hollywood trope when it's a bad movie. They will tell you in the entirety about the movie and go, but the effects. I don't go to watch a movie for the effects. I don't go to watch the movie for the beautiful 3D rendering and mechanical models. That's not my thing. I don't do it. My thing is I go to watch a movie based on the stellar acting, the great cast, great direction, and also the amazing storytelling, which I think I've only seen one movie so far that's mainstream that's actually had very beautiful storytelling in terms of the way that it's presented itself. And yes, I'm talking to you, Captain America Civil War. Fucking amazing. Haven't seen it? Go see it. Now, you've seen all this, you've decided, okay, I don't want to go and see a movie. That should be on him. That's his perspective. That's him saying to his fans, I'm not going to go see it, but I don't care if any of you go and see it, because that's totally up to you. Now, thank fuck the internet for being so fucking ridiculous. We have social justice writer after social justice writer turning it into a sexist, because obviously if you don't want to see a movie with an all-female cast, you must be a sexist. No. I have no issue with the all-female cast myself. I kept telling this, I kept saying this. I feel that when people reacted very negatively towards the casting, I was annoyed about it because I felt that people needed to give that a chance. My issue is threefold, in a sense. Okay. Firstly, the storytelling looks terrible. Secondly, they haven't spent enough time on this movie because it's rushed. You can tell they rushed us out the door to see, okay, if it works, then we'll focus more time on the sequel. You should never do that with a movie. Don't rush it. Once you rush something which is supposed to be a creative process, which is supposed to be a team process in terms of the actors, the writers, the directors, the people who are involved, you kind of kill everything that makes the movie what it's supposed to be, and you are left with a big piece of mess. I thought studios would actually learn their lesson by the Fantastic Four, how much of a piece of shit that movie was. Now, the third aspect of this is basically how can I say it? It loses its heart. And I think that's kind of what James was trying to put together in his video. The film itself has lost its heart, kind of like most of these reboots have, because of the fact that the movie itself has lost everything that has made it genuine. You had a stellar cast of characters who could do improv, who had a great chemistry, who knew how to work together. Then you had these individuals now who've, out of, I think only one of them has promoted the movie itself. The rest of the cast have just stayed clear of it. So that shows you how unbalanced this is, and how the fact that the cast themselves just probably did it for the money. I'm not saying they did. They may think, oh, it's fantastic. But they probably just did this for the money. Because in Hollywood, you get a franchise, you kind of want to stick your claws in, see how it goes, a la 50 Shades of Grey. If you've ever seen that movie, it's horrendous, but freaking funny. It's like The Room, but made on a bigger budget. So, you understand exactly where this all's coming from. You understand exactly where James is coming from in terms of his, how can I say, his indifference of the movie. I was trying to find that word. But yes, his indifference of the movie. So he hasn't said anything bad. He hasn't yelled to high heaven saying that because there's an all-women cast, you shouldn't see this movie. And that's where I find people insulting people are annoying. I don't just mean the SJW sides who preach feminism but have never read a feminist book in their fucking life. I'm also talking about the guys, like Amazing Atheist, who sit there and come out and start like cussing people for obviously bad reasons. It's talking about a dude who lost his wife and then sitting there and telling the guy to go concentrate on his dead wife. Have you no fucking heart? Why would you say shit like that? And it's annoying, and I get it. People are frustrated on both ends. But this is what I think we should do. Leave opinions alone, because opinions are like butts. Everyone has one, and they all do the same thing, which in this case is rile everybody up. You've got one side getting pissed off because obviously if you don't watch the movie you're sexist. Then you've got the other side getting pissed off because the people are calling them sexist because they don't want to watch a movie because it's terrible. I've read the script, I've done the research myself, and I'm still going to go and see this movie, but I'm not going to go and see it in the cinema. I'm going to wait until I can get it on DVD rental and rent it. And if it's any good, I'll probably buy it. If not, which I think it's not going to be, I'm probably going to sit there and go, that was terrible, and move on. It's not hard. People just get really wound up over stupid things, and this is a stupid thing, sadly. So anyway, I think I'm done. I'm going to go and do my shopping. Probably make another video on the way from there, and just leave you lovely people with a conscious thought in your lovely heads, which is this. If you don't like something, you don't have to watch it, and you have the freedom to express your opinion, just like James Rolfe did. And for those who get butthurt over someone's opinion, here's an idea. Don't watch their videos. Turn off. And stop going on with your hyperbole about how someone is sexist because they don't like a movie. Because it's not true. You know it's not true. You're drawing straws. You know, your argument is so thin, it's thinner than paper. That's how bad it is. So there we go. I'm gone, I'm done, I'm out. I will see you lovely folks again later on. I love you. Bye-bye.